And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills.
I can't catch a break, guys.
Yeah.
Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys.
People think, oh, well, cleaning your room, that's just a cliche. It's like, yeah, really, eh? Just go ahead and try it.
If people had any idea how powerful sleep is for healing from anything, and the fact that it's free.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock.
Podcast. And we are live. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fighting Fit podcast with myself, Niall, and
Brandon.
That's you. So this is our first podcast in our quarantine situation. We are currently both working from home. So hey again, I'm Brandon.
As for pros and cons, I mean, I like working from home. It's nice. It's quiet. The commute's, really quick.
Oh, very quick.
All right, you're just leaving the podcast now, are you?
Sorry, I just wanted to brighten up the room a little bit. It's a bit dark in here.
So it's from bed to the bathroom down to up to the office now. My bedroom's literally there, and I'm just in the room adjacent. So it's going really well. Obviously, I miss the gym. I miss the workouts. I miss a little bit of weights. Obviously, I think the toughest part about this is like you don't realize how much you appreciate a hug or a high five or a wee one of them,
Yeah.
I'm really starting to just kind of feel the distance between family and friends and stuff. But I mean, you roll the punch. I spent all my time with Chloe now, and I spend all my time with Mason, which is great. It's not really to complain about. It's just the lack of being able to go anywhere else. I suppose, it's like you always want to do what you can't do. I'd normally be at home anyway, so it hasn't affected me too much. I suppose the biggest change has been changing from work, but that's it.
Has there been much more fights now that you're in close proximity the whole time?
With Chloe?
Mm.
No, it's actually nearly better because you find the rhythm. I find a little bit, whereas I might come home normally maybe in her rhythm, or she might be in one rhythm, I might be in another, and where now you're kind of the whole routine's together, so everybody's singing off the same hymn sheet, I suppose. It's actually really, really good. I know my sister actually said something similar, which is interesting enough. She was saying the two girls are getting on really well because like at the start maybe they were at each other's throats a little bit, but they found the balance now because they're with each other so long.
That's good.
Are you missing Shauna?
Sorry?
Are you missing Shauna?
Yeah, I saw her. I haven't seen her since last week, but yeah. Well, we had to do our self isolation from when we were traveling, and yeah, we did that together. So that was like 2.5 weeks or something, and like we were arguing a little bit more, but not like a fight, just like when you just like little spats.
Yeah.
But
especially that wee cabin there. I mean, it's pretty small.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, my commute to work is I'm in a studio, so I get out of my bed, go walk about 5 steps to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and then walk another 2 steps back to the desk, and that's it.
Nice. How do you like working from home?
I actually love it, yeah, because like
it's good, isn't it?
It's like it's just so it's easy, and like I have my home workout setup is ideal, so I really like it.
I really like the home workouts as well, and to be fair, like I really like them. I think the Zoom calls, I feel like it's like there's like a little bit, but it's like that in person. There's a little bit of an initial kind of awkwardness.
I just cut through it straight away.
But that's what I'm saying. Then, like I said, you get more and more used to it. But like I said, I remember when we did the first one, it was kind of like, all right, what's happening here? But now it's just like, all right, guys, what's cracking? How's all getting on? It's like if the world was to go like this for forever, you could deal.
I could deal. Yeah, I could definitely be an online Zoom fitness instructor, but I would miss going out to restaurants, going on holidays. But obviously, both my holidays were cancelled there. I was supposed to be away for 2.5 weeks of March, and we were away the 14th, back by the 17th, which sucked.
Yeah, I have two holidays cancelled as well. I was meant to go to Rome with Chloe, and then we were meant to go to Portugal with Steve and Jen. I don't think that's going to happen. We can't get Mason a passport, no flights, all that kind of stuff. And then I think somebody was saying to me, I think Pennies or something is closed for another 4 weeks anyway. They let that out their statement. So I think this is going to go on for another 4 weeks, going by a big corporation standards anyway.
I'd say flights won't be back. Flights won't be back until at least June.
It's mad, isn't it? It's just crazy. It's just
But
crazy. There's a little evil mosquito flying around, and if it bites you, you might not even have symptoms, or you might have terrible symptoms passing to somebody else, and they'll just have a horrible, horrible time. Chloe was telling me as well. She's seen some videos of. I literally try and stay away from all that kind of stuff. But she said she's seen a video of a woman talking and kind of coughing with it, and she said it was bloody horrific. See anything like that?
I don't know. I've seen like taglines of like videos being like, "Oh, the coronavirus patient speaks out" and all this sort of stuff. But I didn't click into any of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I didn't want to. It's worrying enough as it is.
Yeah. Well, I suppose my thing is just if I can't change it, I just try and look at the positive side of it. I mean, I suppose you're supposed to look at the problem dead in the face, but I mean, you can't go out, you can't do anything like that. I think it's it's easy to understand. It's a big deal, especially considering the fact that if somebody dies, there's no funeral, there's no nothing, literally just gone. That's so crazy. So just I suppose that's the seriousness for me. And there's it's so infectious as well. It literally that. I think that seems to be the thing. It's not the most deadly disease that there is, but I think it's, again, this is just what I've heard. I have no scientific basis on this, but I think it's super infectious was the problem. It's literally sweeping the nation.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nations.
Sure, the USA's cases is up at 250,000 nearly. It's crazy. And I was supposed to go to New York 2 weeks ago, and they didn't even have 1,000 cases.
That is crazy.
And now New York is the epicenter. I think there's 100,000 cases in New York. It's crazy. But I miss going out. I do miss the gym. I miss dumbbells. I miss deadlifts with the barbell, and I miss just kind of the in-person camaraderie. But the Zoom workouts is good. The morale is high.
I honestly do feel like I'm getting in great shape. Yeah. Especially now doing the 100 push-up challenge for this month. It's class.
Yeah.
And guys, for anybody listening who doesn't know, 100 push-ups every day for April for I think it's the Laura Lynn Foundation. It's a children's hospice, so donate. And it's not too late to jump on now. I mean, just whatever date you hear this at, just jump on the challenge, 100 push-ups every day between now and then. And like I said, it's just something to do now that you're stuck indoors. It doesn't take long. It takes about 4 to 10 minutes. Or if you spurse them out throughout the day, you can do them that way either. But I'm really feeling the benefits. And like I said, it's you make the most of it, really, don't you? If you have a set of dumbbells, that's great. If you have a chair, if you've got a chair in your house, you can technically do bicep curls to the chair. You can
bicep dips.
Yeah, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. And then you can always go for a wee run and a wee walk and keep your food right. How are you finding kind of going out and shopping and stuff? What's your approach there?
Staying on track wise, it's actually probably the best. It's the best it's been in a long time, purely because I know all the calories that I'm eating because I've bought everything. Usually, before this, I usually eat out most of the time. I found that I have way more money than I would usually have. More than double the amount of money that I would usually have. That means that I spend most of my money on food, eating out on a normal day.
I believe it.
And obviously, I have my Fitness Pal, so you're able to scan everything that you eat. And I have my Fitness Pal and my digital scale. That is all I use. So I scan everything that I eat, and anything that I can't scan, like butter, mayo, sauces, that sort of stuff, just weigh it. I weigh out my meat, all that sort of stuff. It's just it's better than it's ever been, accountability wise.
And you think that's just because the places are closed?
Yeah, I firmly believe that if the restaurants were open, I'd be in them.
Fair enough.
Like, not that I'd be in them eating bad things, but I'd be in them not being able to track what my food was. So there can be calories that you're leaving on the table that you don't
Calories
know.
gone awry.
Calories that you may think you're not eating, but could be adding up.
Still got my knockos. Stocked up on knockos.
Still got my knuckles as well. I've only got after this one, I've only got 4 left, so that sorts something out.
You know, I might order a wee crate from them. We're still open. I actually seen they got the new flavor coming out. See that?
Yeah, like lemon salmon or something.
I love lemon.
Banish.
I was actually thinking this the other day. What brand, right? What brand of drink do you know that has so many flavors?
Did you ever go to Five Guys? Obviously you did. Coke, like they have like 15 different flavors of every drink for some reason.
Yeah, but that's all like it's all like flavored Coke. It's like Coke with orange.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's not actually orange Coke, or you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
Like literally they have like 10. Well, I suppose like what are all part of the Coca-Cola company?
I think Coke also have Fanta as well.
And 7-Up maybe or something like that.
I'm not sure if they have 7-Up, but talking specifically big companies that have more than one flavor, I can only really think of like Club Orange, Club Rock Shandy, Club Lemon. What else?
I think that's 3 flavors. Like where else can you get pear, berry, tropical, passion, Caribbean, whatever? You know, right? Like literally, I was literally thinking this area. It's like every day I'm spoiled for choice with a fizzy drink, raked full. Well, what about Monster?
I was just about to say Monster's the only other one, but
Okay.
I find Monster has less caffeine, and I find the taste is just.
Yeah, he does, is that?
Yes, these are 180 milligrams in 330 mils, and Monster is 150 in what is it, like 500?
What do you think though about different kind of brands of caffeine having different kind of like potencies? Because like I find maybe it's just a particular type of caffeine. Like I remember like it must be 6 months ago I had a Monster, and I remember I was actually pretty wired off it, whereas I'm getting pretty used to the knockos.
Probably just because your tolerance.
That's what I'm saying, but both should just be caffeine, shouldn't it?
I find the Monsters have a bit of a cheap taste to them.
I find it's very sweet.
Like the last one I had was I was on the motorway, and I didn't want to have a coffee because I didn't want to have the calories, and I hate black coffee obviously, so I got a red Monster, and I got through it, but it just tasted very.
You plowed on, did you?
What?
You plowed on.
It was very sweet. Like every sip was one of the things where like,
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like it tasted like a moose juice. Remember them?
Yeah, moose juice. That's another. They're actually pretty good. They were pretty sweet though. Yeah.
Very sweet.
Do you remember I was talking to someone the other day, and do you remember the big massive protein bars? What do you call them? Fit Crunch.
Fit Crunch, 380 calories per bar.
They were unreal. I tell you,
50 grams of protein or something.
there was some eating in them.
I know, yeah. I used to when I first joined Fighting Fit, I used to buy them, chop it up, and then eat it like throughout the day.
I used to open it, eat it, and that was it.
But the thing about them ones, they like protein bars these days are snacks. They were meal replacements.
Where are they? Oh, okay.
But it was like 50 grams of protein, and it was like 400 calories.
50 grams of protein, definitely not.
It was something like that.
No, it wasn't. It was like 20 grams of protein. It was just a big mountain of a bar.
Oh, maybe it was 50 carbs.
It was probably 50 carbs. Yeah, it wasn't no way.
But,
50 grams of protein.
Yeah, I don't think they make them anymore. But yeah, I used to buy one, chop it up, and eat it in like 3 different stages.
It's 20 grams. It only is 20 grams of protein.
Did you check?
Not only, but you know.
Oh, then what am I thinking of?
3 grams of carbohydrates. You must be joking me.
You're looking at the wrong thing there.
I don't think so. What?
Remember them cookies as well? They're like
they were.
Larry and Lenny or something.
Nah, I didn't like them.
They were all right. They were all right, but it wasn't worth having like 400 calories or 420 calories.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about something when you try and yeah, no, I can't find it. When you try and replace a cookie, it just always it tastes soft. You just can't get that crunch. You can't get that.
Yeah, it did taste a little bit off, but the main reason I didn't like them was because they were like double the calories of a Subway cookie. If I'm gonna have that or 2 Subway cookies, I'm having 2 Subway cookies every day of
Yeah,
the
but
week.
the way you look at it is protein, isn't it? Though they're like, oh,
Yeah,
there's
but I could
protein
have
here.
okay for the same calories, I could have, or for like 50 calories more, I could have 2 Subway cookies and a chicken fillet, or I could have this cookie.
Yeah, I feel the same when I see people eating protein pancakes. I'm like, I will have normal pancakes and I'll drink a double protein shake. That's what
Exactly.
I feel. That's what I feel, guys. That's my 2 cents on protein pancakes.
I've never made my own, but I've had protein pancakes, and they're just not the same as
Yeah,
pancakes.
no, I had them before and they're nice. And then I tried making them an extra protein and they literally turned out like 2 sponges. Right.
Oh, what
So
else can we give our take on? Any
what
other
else?
any
My
other
2 cents.
or drinks?
Oh God. Yeah. So what are you thinking is what do you think the biggest challenge people are facing right now?
I'd say for a lot of
Yeah.
people, routine is becoming a problem.
Yeah.
But that's just purely because I've seen people say that they like a lot of my clients that I've been talking to saying like, oh, I'm just out of routine or whatever. But I've actually found that my routine has gotten way better.
Same.
Like I wake up, I get my 10,000 steps with the dog. I have my food in the place in my house rather than having to go out and eat out. So I have my meals ready to be prepped. Like my day just like literally my day just runs like a to-do list now. I think it's
Yeah.
great.
I think for me it's like it's eliminating all the variables.
Exactly. It's
Like
like getting your steps.
Catherine's not coming to the house. You know, Mary's not coming over. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
There's nothing stopping you from doing what you want to do right now, apart from like if you've been saying that you wanted to, I don't know, like learn guitar or do an online business course, whatever, for the last 2 years, you're like, oh, I'll do it, I just don't have the time. Now is the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's a it's a disadvantage and it's an advantage because if you had some good positive momentum kind of building up,
Hmm.
well that's stopped. You know, your routine's gone. So you might find that, you know, if you were somebody who had a poor routine before with the kind of lazy life, let's say you were just at home an awful lot and you actually after venturing out and getting this whole routine together, that's gone now, which is, you know, unfortunate. And then all your triggers for your old routine maybe are waiting for you at home. But also, you know, it's like there's also an opportunity for routine either side. So maybe if you've had positive momentum, maybe, you know, you have to kind of start and rebuild a new routine or troubleshoot a little bit. But if you had a really bad routine before, it was like maybe now is a good chance to start building a brand new good routine because that would have actually stopped and changed an awful lot as well, you know, because the kids are home now all the time, or, you know, himself or herself is at home all the time now or whatever like that. But for me, one thing I really, really like is I really like the fitness aspect of things. Like I am really enjoying the home workouts and the fact that it's just like it's like now you're basically now it's kind of like it's like now there's no excuse. I
Yeah.
kind of I feel like it's like now if you're ever going to do it, you have to do it now. You know, you have to like literally like you said, they've closed the shops, they've closed the takeaways.
All the fun stuff is gone.
McDonald's is closed. You know what I mean? It's like there's no excuse anymore for not hitting your goals, except for, you know, it's kind of like it's just you versus you now.
Yeah. Well, the takeaways are still open, but
Deliveries only, is it?
yeah,
Collection only or something?
or yeah, we got Domino's there a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
and
why is that? Why are some places allowed to open but McDonald's is closed?
well, I don't think McDonald's didn't have to close. They just made the decision to close
Oh, okay.
because apparently takeaways are actually considered essential.
Fair enough. Yeah.
For
Well, I
some reason. I
wouldn't
don't
say
know,
they're
maybe
essential at all, but
I think they're considered essential under the fact that some people, I don't know, for whatever reason, can't cook.
don't get me wrong. I'm glad they're open. I love a takeaway, but I'm just saying I don't think they're essential.
Yeah, exactly. But
Do you know where it is essential? The home bakery still
The
running.
home bakery are open for some sort of latch takeout or something. Have you been?
I had home bakery yesterday.
You eat fruit.
Love
What
it.
about you at Megan's cake?
I know. I had cheesecake and a bun yesterday.
How did you get that? Like I saw, she was like, "Oh, who wants some?" And I didn't reply because
I replied. I replied. I was only like half serious. I was like, well, of course, obviously, I'd like some cheesecake because cheesecake's like my favorite thing. And she was like, oh, all right, cool. I'll drop around to you. And I was like, oh, sure, I was only joking. She was like, why am I saying, oh, sure, look, oh, sure. And she was like, yeah, I'll drop around to you.
I hope she's 2K from your house.
She was wearing a big snood.
Was she actually?
And she was wearing gloves. It was all wrapped up. And she just kind of.
To be fair, she was probably doing that to protect your baby.
I hope these are all doing something to protect my baby. I hope these have all took a step in the right direction to protect my baby.
Well,
that's one thing I was going to say about the virus. It's so crazy as well because it used to be a case. There's Sam.
Sam, what are you doing here?
Sam, we're in the middle of a podcast.
And she can't even hear us. All right, guys.
If you're watching
the form of this podcast, one of our other fellow coaches has popped into the meeting.
Can you see us, Sam?
She has her audio turned off and she can't hear a word we're saying. She doesn't know she's being recorded.
This is hilarious.
I'm not even sure how to get her out of here. I'm gonna have to.
I think you can boot her, to be fair.
All right. See you later, Sam. Even though you haven't noticed yet. I'll put her in the waiting room.
That is amazing. That is so funny. Oh, guys, if you are in the audio version only of this, man.
You're not going to get it, but it's funny. I can hear my mom outside right now trying to teach a dog some sort of.
That was funny. So the virus, it's not just affecting old people anymore.
Yeah, like a 13-year-old in the UK died or something like that.
Jeez.
Like I'm taking the precautions. Like I've been out of the house once since Monday. Not out of the house, sorry. I went to Aldi, and that was one time that I went out of the house except for going for a walk this week.
Yeah.
Saturday.
I know. I'm literally like I have to take the dog for a walk still. So like if I see someone, I'm crossing the street. You know, I'm staying like it says 2 meters. I'm like trying to stay like 200 meters away from people. You still have to do your shopping, which is so hard. You know,
yeah. Like Tesco has a massive line outside it all day.
What is that?
Tesco has a line outside all day.
Yeah.
Duns isn't the same. Duns is letting everybody in, but
Chloe's saying that's crazy. Like they're wiping down trolleys with sanitizer straight after you use it. As soon as you touch the self checkout thing, they're over spraying it, wiping it and stuff. I seen a few Snapchats from the marshes. The marshes is dead. Dead.
Oh, yeah. Like the marshes have it's free parking every day because they're just trying to get people in. But yeah, sure. I saw on Instagram there that Duns are hiring people, extra cleaners in all their stores. It's crazy, and they're also giving their staff a pay raise because obviously they're putting themselves at risk.
Respect. Yeah, that's cool. What do you think about the whole kind of thing of the way the country's dealing with it in terms of like the government and stuff? Like I thought that was pretty sound, to be fair.
Like we're getting part of our wages paid for. The only downside to all this money borrowing or all this money given out is that after this is over, there's going to be a massive recession. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. But it's like I look here. I understand that it's completely it's going to stop. But it's like what else could you do? Like to have a country that would literally put itself in debt for you, I thought was pretty like maybe I'm an idiot, maybe I don't know anything, but I thought that was pretty admirable. It's like, all right, look, guys, you know, we'll take it. Like it's kind of like if something happened like this for my son, you know, and it was like something's after happening, you know, you're going to lose your job. Here's what I'll do for the next 5 months is I'll take out a loan, and essentially the house is going to go into debt after the fact, but I'm going to pay your wage and keep, you know, your life taken over for next year. Like that's best case scenario. Like that is a situation that's, you know, it's kind of looking after people, and obviously, look, it's not. But ideally, you wouldn't be the dad taking out the loan. Ideally, you'd be the dad with the money already sitting there in the bank. But
yeah,
you know,
Yeah, obviously it's not ideal. I wonder if there'll be tax increases after it's all over.
I hope not.
Obviously,
I hope
but
not. Yeah, what was I say? Yeah, so just to kind of update as to what we're doing as a business, as for Fighting Fit. Obviously, look, we want to keep everybody training away. We want to keep everybody hitting their goals because, look, you don't know when this is going to be over. Unfortunately, calories still count. You know, you have to do something. I feel like you can't just kind of have that pause mentality, because if you do that, well then you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna be in the fat loss equivalent of what the country's doing now. It's like, come, when all this is over, you're gonna be in a fat recession, or a fat surplus. You're gonna be in a fitness recession where you're
yeah.
literally gonna have to be chasing down, how long has it been already? How long has it been lockdown already? How long has people been off work and
I think
stuck at
this
home?
this has been a full week of 100% lockdown, but it's been at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, so at least 2 weeks. So at least for the last, let's say, 2-3 weeks,
Yeah,
you
something like that.
haven't been able to get to the gym properly, all that kind of stuff. So it's like 2-3 weeks. I mean, that's Christmas season. And people often gain 10, 20 pounds. I've seen people gain 30 pounds over that season. And it's a case, it's like, do you really need that again? So what we've done to kind of help is we've moved everything online. So the way me and Niall are Zooming now, I've had a PT in this morning with Niall's mum, and we were training away. And then Niall had clients in, so except instead of 2 screens, it was 8 screens on the screen,
Yeah,
and coaching people, checking form, Niall doing demos, all kind of stuff. So home workout, not just a home workout, but actual coaching that's happening online, as well as like literally, if I could show you the setup, feel free to check out the vlog. I'm sure the vlog will kind of give you a little insight to what our day looks like, and how we're coaching our clients. But basically, I'm texting 70 clients. I'm trying to get back to them, 3-4 times a week, 5 times a week if I can. Basically just kind of checking and saying, look, how are things going for you? What can we do? How can we help? What issue you having? What are we going to do to troubleshoot it? And then just keeping accountable, because that's the thing about it. Everybody can post online and go, oh look, here's this wonderful home workout, do this and train your muscles. But it's like, but who's keeping you accountable to it? And that's one of the services that we provide, is that accountability coaching, giving you the nutrition plan, and then obviously then giving you that live coaching, keeping you nice and safe, keeping you accountable, and pushing you harder in each and every session. And what we're doing at the minute is we are doing a 5-day free kickstart challenge. It is 5 days, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, so a 5-day kickstart challenge. Basically, try this out for free. See if you like what we're all about. And basically, it's a completely online service now, because everybody is home. So because everybody's home, everybody needs coaching still, if fitness is a priority, unless obviously what you're at, and you've got great discipline and you're great at keeping yourself accountable. But if you're not, and you find that you maybe fell off the wagon, or maybe you just like a coach, like I know myself, I just love having a team of coaches around me all the time. I love having people that are kind of like, when I'm not performing, or I'm not showing up, or I'm maybe having a bad week, that you have someone there to kind of give you a little bit of motivation, give you a wee pat in the back and say, yeah, fair play to you, or give you a kick up the arse when you need it. So we're doing a 5-day free kickstart challenge. We'll put you onto the program. We will give you the workouts, give you the meal plan, and keep you accountable to it. So if you don't have anything better to be at, sign up now.
Yeah.
fightingfitnation.com.
I think the accountability aspect is massive, because like you said, with people, just like online workouts that you can look up on YouTube or whatever. Obviously, there's a billion workouts out there, but I find, especially now that I'm sitting in the house all day, if I didn't know better, and I didn't have you specifically, because you're my assigned coach with Fighting Fit, if I didn't have you checking up on me, I know for a fact I could be clearing 3,000 calories out of boredom every evening. But it's just, I'm a coach. I know I shouldn't be doing that, and two, maybe if I didn't have someone checking up on me,
That's the other thing about it. I don't think you need to be a coach to know you don't do that. I think everybody knows
very
you
true.
shouldn't be doing that. The only difference is you probably are more aware of the numbers. That's all it is.
Yeah, okay. But like if I was to have a cheat meal, unless it was like a Chinese or a chip shop where it's impossible to track, I could literally be like, all right, that was 4,200 calories.
That's what I'm saying. So here's all it is a difference in language. You basically go, that's 4,200 calories. Somebody goes, eating like shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's like, it's the same thing. You know, it's like you shouldn't be eating 4,200 calories, and somebody else knows, oh, I keep eating shit or I keep drinking and thing. You know, it's really, really simple stuff. So we're not reinventing the wheel here, but what we do what we do is we help stay on top. You know, it's like, just be like, all right, here, what's going on? Keep jabbing. What's going on? What are you doing this week? How's it going?
It's
And
like,
like it's like that, as well as that. Sorry, it's great to have a community. You know, that's one of the best things about Fighting Fit I found is like, I'm doing this 100 push-up challenge, and it's so bloody motivating to every time I do a post that there's likes, there's comments. You know, it's like, it's just having that community of people who are on your side, who are on your team, and are all doing the same thing. You know, you support them and they support you. You support them, they support you. I know so many people, right, who, when they call up some good news, that the other person on the other end of the phone is, they're like, oh really, why are you doing it that way, or oh that's my, you should be very, very careful doing that, or you know, oh just that, my favorite one, just that couldn't be good for you. You know, and just kind of, it's like, you know, it's nice to have people who really understand what a health and fitness journey is all about, and the sacrifice that it takes, and they have that experience to know that, you know, oh well, actually, no, this is something that you're gonna this is a wall you're gonna hit, and I know that because I've hit it myself. And again, that's another benefit of the coach, that if you haven't actually made a friend yet, the coach is your friend.
Oh, of course. Like, the community aspect is massive. Like, now that we're all 100% on online, I've like, across our 4 different Facebook groups, our mini Kickstarter, our Kickstarter, Healthy Lifestyle Club, and the private members group, and my own personal Instagram, I probably spend half an hour at least every day going through all the posts, liking everybody's stuff, post my own videos in the chat, engaging with everybody, just seeing what everybody's at, how everybody's getting on. I think it's really, really important to invest in the community, spend time on it, just so, like, nobody wants what the worst thing in my mind that can happen when someone posts in the members group like their workout or something is nobody likes it. So they put themselves out there, and then they got nothing back, so they're probably never going to do it again. That's
but
why.
It's not even in the members group. Like, I see that happening to people on Facebook and all, and it's just like, it's just so sad. You know,
That's
it's
why
like,
I'm always that's why I love our community. It's like, no matter what like, no matter who you are, it's like, boop, like, unbelievable, great job.
yeah, and that's another thing I was going to say. It's like, I've known so many people who are just like, oh, I had to leave Facebook. It's like, why did you have to leave Facebook? It's like, oh, I was just doing my head in, or it was just, you know, because their feed is full of all these negative people. You know, and again, people who, like, you know, it's like, if you run into 10 people, you know, chances are 7 will be negative and 3 will be positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And normally, you know, if you see somebody going into work and they're happy, quiet. If you see somebody going into work and they're angry, you're probably going to hear about it. You know what I mean? It's like, so you're hearing all this, like, this volume from all the negative, angry people, and it's like, you know what you need is, like, it's not Facebook you need to leave, it's the negative people you need to leave behind. You know what I mean? So you need to start unfriending a certain amount of people. And to me now, that is just such common knowledge. But I remember literally saying to Steve, I remember he said, it's like, Brandon, you know, you design your own newsfeed. And I was like, how, because he was basically saying, like, when you go onto Facebook, you know, it can either be a waste of time or it can be very, very educational, productive. And I was like, yeah, but how do you make it productive? Because I was just subjected to whatever news feed I had. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it was, some of it was good, some of it was bad. Whereas now I literally like and follow and unfollow certain pages according to whether or not the content that they're putting out, is it positive? Is it negative? Is this in accordance to what I believe and what I want? Or is this, like, you know, just absolute drivel and crap?
And then with a lot of, I think with Facebook especially, your newsfeed is it's not like most recent anymore. It's like what you interact with.
Okay.
And it's
a little bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's mostly like stuff that they think that you want to see. The whole algorithm and all that. But yeah, the community honestly is even. I was very, very surprised. Like, when Stephen said that we were going online, I was worried. Like, yeah. I was like, we're 2 weeks, we're all out of the job, because just from trying to get online going before, when there was the option of both, people just didn't see the value of online.
That's one thing I was going to say. Like I completely agree with you. But then, like I said, what the vibe that I'm getting off everybody, which is bloody fantastic, is kind of like like it's not as if we chose to go online.
Yeah.
Like we were making that move anybody, and anybody wanted to go online. It's like everybody had to go online. It was either online or nothing. Like that's it, and that's one of the reasons why it's doing so well, is because everybody has literally made that shift to online training now. We're kind of like, well, you know, and it's fantastic because these people are people who've decided to go, you know what it is, training is a number one priority in my life. You know, it's literally number one. So when the shit hits the fan, here's things that matter to me: family, food, friends, training, fitness, health, all that kind of stuff. That's their priority. So it means, like, you know, it's like if this all happened and, you know, you didn't mark training as number one priority, it's because it's not a priority in your life. You know what I mean? And maybe that's an eye opener for you, because, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's just obvious. You know, maybe it's a hobby for you. But for a certain number of people, particularly, you know, in the fight and fit community, it's like it's training or they'd bloody die. Like I would go out. Like I think it's so funny now. Like I said, because I'm first and foremost a client of fight and fit. You know what I mean? It's like I never had this mindset that I have now because of like I said, and I've been inspired by so many clients, and you kind of pick up like on their attitudes and all that kind of stuff. And literally the case, like I would go out of my mind if I didn't train. Like if I hadn't got these home workouts now and have you on the other end, or Stephen on the other end, like coaching me, and like you pop on and Gordon's there and Eve's there and Derek's there, and you're just kind of like you pop up and they pop up, you're like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, like we're all here together. You know, there's a great buzz about it, which is fantastic, and it really spurs you on, and like I look forward to that.
Yeah, exactly. If I couldn't train now, just like we just said there, like I said a couple minutes ago about the numbers. If I now that it's I'm a coach and I know the numbers of calories burned per day, calories burned per exercise, calories burned per steps, calories coming in from food. If I wasn't training, I know that I'd have to eat way less.
Oh yeah. That's a big thing.
Like the amount of people I know that eat or that train, the amount they train is because they want to eat the amount of food they eat is crazy. I do that. Two reasons that I train. One, I love getting a sweat on. Two, I love eating. That's it.
I have a three.
What's the third one?
Feel good. Look good.
Exactly.
Eat well.
I train for endorphins, looking good. Well, endorphins, staying fit to be a good coach, and food.
Yeah, well, and this is it. Like honestly, like I live to eat. Chloe will. Like literally, like this last night before I went to bed, two of us lying there. I was like, "What's for dinner tomorrow?" And then first thing that happened when I woke up, I was like, "What's for breakfast?" You know, I literally live to eat. That is my.
That's what, some say it's unhealthy. I don't know.
I don't think so, because I think I suppose like anything else, it's like it's either something that you're into or you're not. You know, like I drive now. I love driving. And it's like, I'm sure, you know, some people drive to get A to B, and some people drive because they love driving. You know what I mean?
I love driving. Like there's so many times that when I'm driving, I literally cut back to when I was younger, being like, how the like driving seems like a crazy thing to do, and I was just. The amount of times that I can literally think of the last time it happened. I was going past a roundabout out of a race course, and I was just driving. I was going, there was time I couldn't do this.
Yeah. I literally always drive. Like I drove by my old school the other day, and I was like, I remember I used to wait for the bus here.
I know, yeah. Actually, having said that, now that me and Shauna took up walking the dog a good bit. We were walking through town there sometime last week, and I was just going, I used to walk from here home.
Yeah. I
can drive in about fucking a tenth of the time.
I know. I remember cycling everywhere. I haven't cycled since I got a car.
Every time I see the bus go past going to Blackrock, just brings back memories.
Yeah,
it does make me very happy that
it's literally not because I'm lazy. It's literally because I literally love driving. Like
it's fun, it's so
like,
fun.
Yeah, that's like I literally like that's one of the things I said. That's literally one of the things that I miss is my commute to work. Now, fair enough, guys. For anybody who's got an hour and a half commute to work, you know, I understand. But
the only time driving's not fun is when you have to go on the motorway for ages.
Yeah, I've got a 7 to 10 minute commute, and it's bloody every morning just changing gears. I bloody love it. Do you know where it's the funnest to drive?
Empty car parks.
No, where there's a bit of life in the road.
Oh yeah, at the like when I used to work in Carlingford, there was I used to take the back country road home like every day, and I was thinking like if I was to move to America or something like that, everything in America in the cities is just all block, 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 block. So if you look at if you're flying over like a big city in like America or I don't know Asia or wherever there's big massive cities, if you look at it from a plane, it's like a big square and it's
Right.
just lined out. There's no roundabouts over there either for some
Yeah.
reason. It's all just just T junctions. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, I suppose when you're not many people, when there's not many people, you need a big ass roundabout, and that would be you'd be waiting.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
I remember
we took we were on a tangent there.
I remember I heard somebody talking about the design and the layout of like roads and stuff in Ireland, and it's like literally back all down to like cow paths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's literally like all the back roads and stuff. Like that's one of the reasons like all that kind of stuff's there in Ireland. And I think now I could be talking absolute drool here, but I think they said something like in cities where there was a war and the place was kind of like bombed out. Obviously they had to reconstruct, and they could reconstruct kind of like city roads and stuff like that. But apart from that, like in places that hasn't happened, they're still kind of going off, the old funny roads.
Yeah, it's like even talking about like Dundalk specifically, like that, like Park Street is like that little bend when you're coming round to where the Roma is and that flat where Earl Street is. That wasn't built for cars and trucks and all that.
Yeah.
And like even in car, when I used to work in Carlingford, and you see the beer truck coming up the road, and like that when a truck comes up the road in Carlingford to make delivery anywhere, it stops the town for like for the length of delivery because there's nowhere to go. It was not built. It was built for a horse and carriage. It wasn't built for trucks.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about there? We went off on a tangent on driving and cars, etc.
Ashman, who knows?
Ah, yeah, we were talking about. Sorry, we were talking about the accountability. But basically, when I was saying if I was left to my own devices, I could easily like. Obviously, I have the angel on my shoulder that's saying, the numbers, don't do this. It's going to ruin your goals. But you also have the devil that's going, no one's checking up on you. The gym's closed. You can't weigh in. If you can't weigh in, then you're not gaining any weight. And then if you didn't have someone checking up on you, the opportunity.
That's why I sent you home with a set of scales.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but I literally have a set of scales behind me. And
you're welcome.
I'm scared of them.
Yeah, like that's the story of two wolves, and that one's like which angel wins, the one you feed, and it literally is the case, and that's like if you're in a process of negative or positive momentum, it's like it's literally because either you're feeding the positive or you're feeding the negative, and Jim Rohn was saying it's like it's like I only let down in this area. Like food is the only area that I let down. And it's like, that's not true. It's like, if you are letting down in one area, it's going to affect every single other decision that you make in every other single area of your life. It's like, if you have that, I've often heard, the fuck it mentality. If you have a fuck it mentality with food, I guarantee you there's a fuck it mentality with something else. Or, or sure, it's only one mentality.
And the bad thing. Sorry, the bad thing about food being your letdown is that, like, let's just say you didn't get your steps, but you were able to stay within your calories that you burned that day, and you were able to do your workouts, or you couldn't work out for whatever reason, but you hit your steps and you're able to hit your calories. But if you hit your steps and do your workouts, and you're not eating right, that's the one thing that holds you in your place. You're basically running against the wind.
Yeah.
I think that could be a problem for a lot of people in this quarantine. But
yeah, and I've heard an awful lot of people say, it's harder to hit your steps because you're inside all day. Like I know for me, it's been harder to hit my steps because normally I literally physically lead the class.
Exactly. Yeah, like we get 10, 12,000 steps during our shift. We don't even have to. We don't like not that you didn't want to. We don't have to go for a walk because numbers wise we have our steps.
Yeah.
So, but I am really loving going out with the dog. Like on my break at work every day, I go in, grab the lead, and I take Mocha for a walk, just up to town as far as I can in 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes back, just to to get outside, just to get a bit of fresh air.
Fresh your legs. I know. Yeah, I've been going for walks with Chloe and Rocky and the baby and stuff. It's really nice. Like I said, I like walking, especially if the company's nice. A good walk's lovely.
Yeah, me and Sean will hopefully go for a nice walk later on.
Or if you don't have nice company, podcasts. Just like you're listening to now. I hope you're out on a walk right now, hitting your steps as you're listening to Easy Brandon and Cool Breeze Niall chatting away in your ear.
Just chatting. This could be the most just chatting podcast we've done. Absolute Kanye, as they say where Sean is from.
Kanye.
I think it just means shite.
What was I going to say? Yeah, speaking of talking shite, we're thinking about doing a live team chat for all you members on a Saturday night. We will have a few G&Ts or vodkas or light low calorie beers, whatever your fancy is.
You can have, Coke Zero.
Yeah. And basically just having a crack and just checking and see what's happening. So I think that's starting next Saturday, which would be the 11th, I think.
It is currently yep, you're right.
I think the time's yet to be decided, but sure. We can all chat shite together. So
what do you think? Give the people some tips on staying active, hitting their steps, doing something to get them towards the goals in this time.
Cool. I really, really believe in just keeping it simple. Yeah. If you need to hit your steps, go for a walk. Go for a walk. Simple. Right? If you need to hit your steps, schedule it out. Actually, right. Here's step one. Make a plan. Yeah. You need a plan. Here's 2 things you need. You need a goal to push it forward, and you need a plan. That's all you need. A goal and a plan. The goal doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be a goal. The plan doesn't have to be perfect, but there has to be a plan. Here's what happens. Day 1, you try it. It either goes perfect or something either goes wrong. Figure out what happened wrong. Try it again tomorrow. And if it still goes wrong, change it. Yeah. Go for a walk. Plan a workout. Keep yourself accountable. One way I'm keeping myself accountable at the minute is I'm doing the 100 push-ups. I told every single person that I know about it, and I committed to doing it for charity. And that means that it's not a decision for my little weak discipline to make, because I know that there's going to be, now it's social pressure. Now it's not whether or not I'm disciplined, it's whether or not I want people to like me, and then it's not whether or not I want to do it or not, it's whether or not I want to let a charity down, and for people to have paid money into a charity and sponsored me for something that I ended up not doing. And that's just something that I'm not about. So putting a little bit of social leverage there, or a little bit of financial leverage, definitely helps. Having a coach certainly helps, guys. And then, like I said, having a plan. And that's one of the reasons that we are doing Kickstart Challenge online, is because we literally have given you guys a plan. So if you need a plan, or if yet to get a plan, we have one already for you. Write yourself out a schedule and set yourself a goal. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be a marathon. It doesn't have to be a 5K. It can be a dress size. I literally always bring it back to Anne-Marie told me about some guy that lives in our street who lost like 4 stone by just getting up and walking the dog every morning. I'm sure he switched on to his diet a little bit as well, but he basically said, look, I'm going to lose the weight. I imagine he said, I want to lose 3 or 4 stone, and look, now he's lost it. I know Paul and Anne-Marie, they said they wanted to run a marathon, and guess what? They ended up running, I think, 3 or 4 marathons. It's like if you want to do something, you have to say it. You have to be brave enough to say it. And I think the reason that when most people won't set a goal is because they're afraid of the work that they will have to do it. Because most people are really, really actually like really good at putting in work, but the problem is that they don't want to work, because work is so bloody hard. So I know for myself, I nearly am afraid to set a goal sometimes, like doing the 100 push-ups, like doing the 200 miles last year, because I know when I do it, or I know when I say it out loud, or I know when I commit to something, I know I'm going to do it, and it's bloody awful in it, but like I still talk about the 200 miles that I did. I still talk about it because it's an achievement for me. And it's honestly something that I look back and it's one of the hardest things I've ever done, but one of my fondest memories, because it's a time where I committed to something and overcame. So don't be afraid to set a goal, and then be smart enough to create a plan.
Cool. And I was thinking there, even like Stephen said earlier on, that now might be a great time to, if you're not used to being active, now it might be a great time to invest in something like a Couch to 5K. Whatever the 2 km radius is your house is, you can figure out some sort of 5K loop of that, and really focus on if you're against kind of doing home workouts, all that sort of stuff. Running could be a really good thing. I've started running a lot more than I used to, because just I wasn't a big fan of it. But now that I have Sean and running with me, I honestly really like it. So and that's what another thing that I was just I was thinking there, like, now it's time to focus on you and your family as well. Like, you're all there. I like, how many times has it happened that you guys are all sitting in different rooms of the house, not speaking to each other the entire day? And now you're all probably doing the same thing. Now's the time to, I don't get the board games out, and maybe go out for. I was out walking the dog, and I saw Lorna and Keane and their kids and their dogs. They were out for a nice wee family walk. Now could be a time to really focus down on your relationships. Get on FaceTime with the lads. Do the house.
I'm actually talking to my friends now more than I have in the last ages, because I'm always FaceTiming now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all the time is there now. Whenever like people say like, oh, I don't have the time, it's like, before it was because you were doing all these things that took away from your time that you didn't have to be doing, but now all that stuff's gone. There's nothing to do. So I found myself with loads of time. I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs sometimes, going, what's next? What's left?
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you very much for listening to us talk Konya for the last hour or so. Comment below any topics that you want to hear about, and we will definitely get them covered in the next podcast. Again, our Fighting Fit 5-day free online trial is available. Get in contact with myself, Brandon, Stephen, Chris, Sam, Jenny, or any one of the coaches. fightingfitirl@gmail.com. Fighting Fit on Instagram. FF Niall Bant on Instagram.
Fighting_fit.
Fighting_fit. I think it's on Instagram. It's fighting_fit. Brandon is FF_movement coach.
No, FF, just FF movement coach.
Oh, okay, sorry. I am FF_Niall Valentine, if you want to contact us about anything. And yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. Anything left to add? Any final words of wisdom, Brandon?
Love you.
Keep it simple, silly. Good stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.